Sunday afternoon in the Sunflower State, Wichita, Kansas, Wilkins Stadium. AU Pro Softball, AUX. We are getting ready for Team Alo and Team Edwards. Series 2 off to a rousing start. Already one game in the books. Let's play 2, everybody. Sounds like a great idea to me. So glad you could join us. With my partner, former Texas A&M All-American, Amanda Scarborough. I am Eric Collins, and listen to you folks out there. In softball, every inning is important, and particularly here at Athletes Unlimited Softball, the 7th inning was so pivotal earlier today.
That last game was absolutely wild. It looked like Team Clark was going to lose and that Team Edwards was going to get the win because they just continued to score. Team Edwards did, and then Team Clark said not so fast with an 8-run top of the 7th inning that gave them the win, and now Team Edwards is going to have to rebound.
Oh, it changed everything for all these individual players. The leaderboard got totally shaken up, all because of one inning. We can only hope for more of the same here in our nightcap. Let's talk about this second game. It's Team Alo. Jocelyn Alo, the one player that everyone's talking about, so excited to see. She lived up to the billing in her first series.
Yeah, and she finished after Series 1 at the very top of the leaderboard. Because of her ability to hit the long ball, she hit 2 home runs in Series 1, but also hit for an average, too. I mean, she just didn't rely on hitting the long ball, but hit .455 after starting out Series 1, going 0 for 4. Jocelyn Alo won a few games, hit a few home runs, and has continued her home run hitting ways in her first AU season.
But now she's got a little bit more on her plate, folks. She's not just going to be trying hitting bombs. She's going to be managing her team. She is a captain, which means she makes all the decisions, pitching changes, lineup cards, defensive alignment, all that kind of stuff. Let's take a look at her first lineup card. And oh, it must be nice to have a couple of veterans right at the top of your lineup for Jocelyn Alo. You got Haley McClenny, everyone's favorite center fielder. Megan Wiggins, who's been there and done that. Tori Vidalis hits in the cleanup spot. Then you got Rudd Lee behind the plate, Klingler, Filler, West, and local star Sydney McKinney picking up the rear, hitting out of the number 9 spot. There's Odyssey Alexander in the dugout. Odyssey Alexander won the championship series in Chicago last fall. She is a member of Team Alo. She could come out of the pen and pitch. She could come off the bench and hit. You never know. Athletes Unlimited, everyone's out to win a ball game, but also to put up numbers. Stats, wins, everything is counted here with Athletes Unlimited, and you move up the leaderboard accordingly. Interesting day for Team Alo, Amanda. They've been hanging out all day long here in this hot sun, maybe back in their hotel room, but just watching and waiting. So you get that one extreme, and then you've got the other extreme of Team Edwards, who have already played one game here on this hot field and also had to deal with some disappointment.
Well, it's been hot, and it's also just been really windy, so that's something that both teams are going to take into consideration, that the wind is blowing out toward left field, and it is blowing up to 20, 25 miles an hour, so that wind can do some damage when balls go in the air, and Team Edwards has some experience out here today. Team Alo will be trying to figure it out defensively, but maybe it could help them hit a few more home runs. We'll see. Montana Fouts will get the ball for Team Edwards. She finished the last game and had to come into that game. We thought maybe she might get the start here in game 2, and she does. Off to a great start in her professional career through just over 9 innings and up to this point, and has looked really sharp with great command.
Fouts had to come out to get the last out of the 7th inning in our game 1. And now about 20 minutes later, she is in the circle to begin the ball game against Team Alo.
All right, fans, here we go. Leading off for
So
Team
McClenny,
Alo.
Wiggins, and Alo.
From Alabama, number 20,
Leading it off for Team Alo. Haley McClenny looking forward to getting Series 2 underway. Uncharacteristic with the bat, maybe a little bit in Series 1. Only 2 hits and 15 at-bats. This is one of the best hitters in the world. One of the best all-around players in the world. Has been for a while now.
I always love this matchup because this is not the first time that it's happened, but you have Alabama versus Alabama right out of the gate with Haley McClenny and Montana Fouts, 2 4-time All-Americans at Alabama.
The Patrick Murphy Cup. Yeah, we'll call it the Kelly Kretschmann Cup. 2 balls and no strikes to McClenny. Smoked. Leadoff base hit for Haley McClenny. So series 2 starts with a bang for McClenny. She's aboard.
Next up for Team Alo.
And I will say too, Haley McClenny has not had much luck, or did not have much luck in Series 1, and so only a couple of hits, but there were several she hit right on the nose that she just not have anything to show for it.
Yeah, she had 15 at-bats. She struck out 3 times, so 12 times she put the ball in play, and Haley didn't hit too many dribblers. She was hitting a lot of atom balls. Called strike 1 to Wiggins. Megan Wiggins continues to just be a force in this wonderful game. Hopefully she'll play forever. I think she might. No one loves the game more than her. Did she? Yes, she did. Infield single for Megan Wiggins. Her first base hit of 2024, and she legs it out.
Will be the DP from Oklahoma, and
Probably like it's about time. Erin Koffel did a heck of a job, though, to get to this ball and make a long throw to make this play even kind of close at first base.
Wow. Great call. So back-to-back singles for Team Alo. And here's the captain, Jocelyn Alo, who began the day #1 on the leaderboard. She's no longer #1. She's been passed by players who played earlier today. On the ground, double play ball. Nope, only 1. Out is recorded at second. The ball was basically deflected from Flippin over to Koffel, and they get Wiggins out at second.
Such a missed opportunity to turn 2. And Jocelyn Alo, when you see her hit a ground ball like this, a weak ground ball, maybe Hannah Flippin just got a little excited to turn 2 with Erin Koffel, came up on it just to split 2 second or early. But Erin Koffel right there to recover and out.
Here's TV Tori Vidalis. I've said it many times before. Very few people on this planet have ever hit the ball as consistently hard as Tori Vidalis. Not the world's greatest home run hitter, but one of the greatest line drive hitters ever. She hits line drives that just happen to go over the fence.
But it does seem like her home runs come at the most important times in ball games. She has a knack for clutchness towards the end of the game. Doesn't let the moment get too big ever.
She's called TV for a reason. When the lights are bright, she turns it on. Flips the switch.
Well, and it's Father's Day, so she wears number 29 because her dad wore number 29. He was her coach in honor of her father.
And we've talked to her in years past, and she frequently still communicates with her dad about at-bats, individual plate appearances.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you like about that swing? What do we need to work on? 2 balls and 2 strikes to Vidalis. Three and 2. On the ground, that'll make it through. Game's first run will score, courtesy of an RBI single by Tori Vidalis. 1-0, Team Alo.
Interesting pitch call to throw Tori in a full count, going to that off-speed pitch. It's a pitch that Montana Fouts has continued to work on over the past few years, especially bringing her off-speed pitch into this professional season. Goes to it with Taylor Edwards calling pitches back behind the plate, her captain and a veteran trying to mix things up, but Tori's on it.
Jordan Rudley swings at the first pitch and loops it foul right side. It's the first go around here with Athletes Unlimited for Jordan Rudley. Indianapolis native, stayed in Big Ten country for her college experience, played at Northwestern. Rudley, first series, 2 for 9 with a homer. That wasn't that unusual. There were 12 different players who homered in Series 1. 12 different players. Not 12 home runs, 12 different players. Yeah. Swing and a miss, Rudley strikes out, 2 down.
Because of the first game, now we have 15 different players who have hit a home run. So 12 during Series 1, and the ball was flying out a few times in game number 1 of this doubleheader as Jordan Rudley strikes out on that Montana Fouts rise ball she likes to go up with.
Here's Bailey Klingler, freshman from Dickinson, Texas. 3 for 13 in Series 1. Over the years when Montana Fouts played at Alabama, a lot of people had a lot of fun with the fact that her first name, Montana, Joe Montana, of course, quarterback. Last name Fouts, Dan Fouts, Hall of Fame quarterback. Well, Bailey Klingler's last name is the name of another football quarterback, but she comes by it naturally. Her father was the quarterback at University of Houston back in the 90s. Line drive caught by Hannah Flippin. A little humpback liner. Hannah got a good beat on it, and the side is retired. But Team Aloe scores the game's first run. They lead 1-0 with Team Edwards heading to the bat rack. Team Aloe trying to protect a 1-0 lead. Bottom of the first inning. Team Edwards heading to the bat rack. They will bat for the first time today. Well, first time in this game. They've already batted for 7 innings earlier today. There's the captain, Taylor Edwards. Her team lost a heartbreaker earlier today against Team Clark. Here's the 9 for Team Edwards. Zerkle, Nichols. The captain hits herself third. Koffel, Flippin, Stewart Hunter, Wiz, Haley Lee, and Jadalyn Alchin picking up the rear, hitting in the 9th spot. Those bats, we'll look at Taylor McQuillan, one of the best left-handers in the game today. McQuillan's been a mainstay with Athletes Unlimited softball over the years.
And she has really good spin coming from that left-hand side. Not going to overpower you with speed, but she overpowers you with spin and her ability to bend the ball on both sides of the plate. Every single quadrant can go up, down, moves the ball all around, and can change speeds with her nasty changeup.
Former Arizona Wildcat All-American. Little flipper gets past the shortstop McKinney. Leadoff single for Zerkle. So Zerkle today, if you count game 1, 3 hits. Also hit by pitch. She's been productive as a batter.
So let's consider this like Taylor McQuillan's scouting report of her strikeouts that she's had so far. These are going to be her best swing and miss pitches or deceptive pitches where she looks through the zone on her curveball, gets swings and misses up and away from the righties, and then also able to mix in that changeup when she drops speeds. But you can see in that package her ability to go to both sides of the plate, can go up and change speeds. I mean, she is so tough to hit against and one of the few left-handed pitchers that we have in the AUX season.
There goes Zerkle down to second. Throw goes into center field. Stolen base for Zerkle, plus 10.
For Zerkle, 10 points.
Zerkle's got the speed to get in, leaves on time, and that throw from Rudley just sails into the outfield, but Zerkle knows better than to run on Haley McClenny out there in center field.
Off the thumbs, cue ball. Shortstop McKinney knows that his infield well, makes the play. Nichols advances Zerkle into third base with 1 out. Off-speed pitch misses outside, 2-2. Hits by Zerkle and Edwards here in our first inning. Koffel hit with a pitch. 2-2. Good eye by Stuart Hunter.
It's a backdoor curveball. It just didn't bend enough to get back over the outside corner, and Taylor McQuillan is thinking, oh, dang it, that was a good pitch. Didn't get the call.
On the ground. Off the chest of McKinney. Everyone's going to be safe. She stayed back on it with Edwards running in front of her. Can't make the play.
It just seemed like all the swings, too, that Kelsey Stuart Hunter took.
We apologize for technical difficulties. We are back live here in Wichita, Kansas. It is still the bottom of the first inning. Already 1 run in for Team Edwards. It's a 1-1 tie. We've got an inning win on the line. Bases are loaded. There are 2 outs. Delaney Wiz is the batter. And she pops it foul and into the glove of Tori Vidalis. The side is retired. So, no blood for either side. We will have a rollover second inning. Second inning will be worth 20 points for whichever side wins the frame. Both sides scoring exactly 1 run in the first inning. Team Alo scoring their run on an RBI single by Tori Vidalis. Team Edwards scoring their run on an RBI single by their captain, Taylor Edwards. So no bloodshed for either side in the first inning. The 10 points for the inning win, they roll over to our second. Whoever scores more runs, whichever side does, will win 20 points here in the second. Montana Fouts, starting pitcher. For Team Edwards, she will face the bottom third of the lineup. Filler, West, and McKinney. Andrea Filler.
And leading off for Team Alo, second baseman number 9, Andrea Filler.
Filler's played quite a few seasons now with Athletes Unlimited. Played collegiately at Northwestern, played internationally for Team Italy. She was on the Italian national team, 2021 Olympics. Very versatile player defensively, who can do a lot of different fun things offensively. Filler began the day 22nd out of 42 players on the leaderboard. Now the leaderboard's all shuffled around. We've already had 1 complete game played today. Two and 1. 2 and 2.
Seeing if Montana Fouts can start to find that command again and get ahead of these hitters like she did so well in Series 1. Just seems like some of her pitches compared to how she threw last week are just a little bit off, and you're seeing that with her misses, which is normal. Every single day is going to feel different as a pitcher, and you're going to throw a little bit different. Nothing's going to ever feel exactly the same.
Man, I got a question for you. Look at Montana Fouts. Before every pitch, she holds the ball on her thigh, but not with her fingers, only with kind of the hard part of her hand. Is there a reason for that, or am I making something out of nothing?
I think just because then when she puts the ball in her hand, then she finds her grip with her fingers.
Hannah Flippin saves the day. There are some communication issues there. Koffel and Flippin, and Hannah said, I better just take this. 1 down.
That is interesting, though, and maybe, too, it's to not get the ball as sweaty, because that area of your hand is not, we're talking really analytically here, is not normally as sweaty as, like, what your fingers and your palm is going to be like. So when she puts it on her hip, it just kind of sits there, and then she spins it, finds her grip in her glove, and goes.
And one of my favorite players over the years, Haley Wagner, who a huge reason why this entire Athletes Unlimited project has been a success. Haley Wagner, lefty, would always kind of just spin the ball with her fingers and kind of rock it on her thigh before she would throw it. Everyone's got a different strategy, but it just, stood out to me that Montana was purposely not using her fingers to trap the ball against her thigh. Riley West is the batter.
Now I want to know.
I think that's what Savannah Collins is for. She'll have an answer for us.
Because of all the times that I've seen Montana pitch, I've just never noticed that one exact little detail. See? You're so detail-oriented.
Three balls and a strike to West. West is from East Vale, California. Actually went east for her college experience, played at Tennessee. West is fresh, just finished off her college experience at Tennessee.
SEC versus SEC, pitcher and hitter matchup here. There's definitely some overlap of 3 years with Riley West and Montana Fouts at Alabama and Tennessee.
That's a good professional at bat for Riley West. So a whole bunch of pitches and works her way on for a walk. Walks are a +10. So +10 for Riley West.
I mean, what a perfect walk-up song for Sydney McKinney. And I just have noticed that it's the Eminem song, Guess Who's Back, Back Again. Hometown girl, Sydney McKinney, played at Wichita State.
Well, she made herself at home. Series 1. 10 at-bats, 8 hits. Oh, by the way, she walked twice. So that would be 12 plate appearances. She reached successfully 10 out of 12. She was everyone's All-American during her time at Wichita State.
Is an on-base percentage of .769 good?
Slightly. She had 378 hits as a college player. 378. Little bunt. That's a fair ball. Out at first. That'll be a sacrifice, 5-3. And you actually get +10 for that. So that's really smart softball for Sydney McKinney. And there are now 2 outs with a runner in scoring position.
And a quick decision, too, by Delaney Wiz of whether she wanted to field this or let it go foul, because it had some English on it, but she decides to go ahead and scoop it up right before it goes foul. And then a bang-bang play at first base as Hannah Flippin quickly had to get over there to get the out.
Haley McClenny is the batter. McClenny led off our ball game with a solid single. Came around to score on the RBI single by Tori Vidalis. Hammered into the gap. 1 run will score. McClenny can run. She'll stop at second. RBI 2-bagger for Haley McClenny, and it's a 2-1 lead for Team Alo.
And that is 2-0 hits by Haley McClenny off of Montana Fouts, who just has found herself in a couple of hitters counts against Montana Fouts and got a pitch that she could handle out over the plate. That is well struck by Haley McClenny. Her first RBI of this AUX season, a crushed ball towards center field.
It's actually a pretty good example, too, of what Sydney McKinney did. Even with 1 out, she laid down the sacrifice bunt because it was probably to her benefit, both statistically and also to try and win the inning. She got herself 10 points for the sack and also put West on at second for one of the best hitters in the world, Haley McClenny. How smart, Athletes Unlimited AUX softball player right there.
That's an important at bat right now, too, with Megan Wiggins up and Jocelyn Allo on deck, who you know wants to get up in this inning with runners on base. Megan Wiggins going to do everything that she can to pass the bat to Allo in this inning. tell with these counts that Montana Fouts constantly working from behind. A lot of hitters counts.
Two and one. You can bet your bottom dollar that Fouts knows that Alo's in the on-deck circle. She does not want to walk Wiggins. High pop-up. Will it be playable? Wiz can't hang on. And the at-bat continues for Wiggins. A tough chance for Wiz. She's got the sunglasses on, looking up into that high sky.
Oh, it's in the glove. It's a tricky play down there for a lot of different reasons with the wall and your teammate. Man, walking Megan Wiggins to get to Alo. That's exactly what Megan Wiggins wanted. And that dropped fly ball is what causes Megan Wiggins to walk and now put the bat in the hands of Jocelyn Alo.
It's a smaller thing, but I'm pretty sure that Delaney Wiz wouldn't mind getting charged with an error on that, because now if someone else scores, it's going to be earned runs against Montana Fouts. And for starting pitchers, or really any pitcher, earned runs are -10 for each one. And if Alo does her thing, this could really hurt Montana Fouts. An important part of our game early. It's 1-1. Two down. Runners on at first and at second for Alo. Hammered deep to right. God! She's done it again! Jocelyn Alo's incredible!
Team captain, number 78, Jocelyn Alo.
That's what greatness looks like. Good golly.
Hey, 40 points.
That is what greatness looks like, and that is why that walk to Megan Wiggins was so important, and the dropped fly ball, that was in foul territory. Jocelyn Alo was a little bit upset about the strike called against her with the curveball. Didn't think that it was a strike, but next pitch, next curveball that is thrown to her, she goes up and she looks for it. Opposite field home run. The first Oppo field bomb by Jocelyn Alo this season.
Love the formal salute. So an explosive 4-run second inning for Team Alo. And a long day for Team Edwards just got a bit longer. Alo now has 3 homers in 13 professional plate appearances here with AUX.
That is a way to head up the leaderboard too and stay there, just piling up those home runs. So we have 2 players with 3 home runs.
TV Tori Vidalis, the batter. Let's check in with Savannah.
Jocelyn, your first Oppo home run of the season. Take me through it. First one to go over the right field side.
Yeah, I felt her really working my first at-bat out and had gotten me, almost doubled me off the first time, so I knew she would go back there. And first pitch called was strike out, and I knew she doesn't want to come nowhere near the plate in, so I was just stay out, stay through it, get on time.
A home run hitter's mind. Thank you, Jocelyn.
Thank
Eric,
you.
back to you.
Boomer.
She tried to give us a boomer. Love it. I think that's so incredible when we hear a great player like Alo just verbatim tell you exactly what she felt with every single pitch.
Yeah, I love hearing from them after their home runs, and the more detailed, the better, in my opinion, because we get such great access to these athletes and inside information like that, and you don't get that in the college game because you don't really get to talk to the players much. You're talking to their head coach, and sometimes the head coach isn't telling you all the details. They're being a little bit private and they want to hide some stuff from you, but here you get inside access to the minds of these hitters, defenders, and pitchers. It's so special.
2-out walk to Vidalis. That's now 3 walks issued by Fouts here in the second inning. It's been an interesting day for Fouts. If you missed it, she had to come on in relief at the end of our first game earlier today. Probably wasn't expecting to, but needed to start her day earlier, coming on in the 7th inning just to get the final out. And then had to deal with the time in between games in our doubleheader, and now starting a game against a really good lineup, and it hasn't been easy for Fouts. A long home run by Alo, the difference here in our second inning.
This is her 3rd of the AUX season. She said that she takes the aloha spirit with her everywhere she goes. I know that she has that aloha spirit with her on this Oppo Field home run. Jocelyn Alo, wow.
Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is sponsored by the U.S. Air Force. Bottom of the second inning, it is a 5-1 early lead for Team Alo over Team Edwards. This is our second game here this afternoon at Wilkins Stadium in Wichita, Kansas. Time now for our star in the stands. And there is no bigger star in my eyes than Sam Fischer, who's joining us. And Sam, I'm telling you, you always smile, but you're smiling probably even more right now because of how you guys played earlier today. You won it with that 8-run 7th inning.
You guys, I've been playing softball for 100 years, and I have never been a part of something like that. 2 outs, and we were losing by 2, and then we scored 8 runs. That was, I mean, I'm not going to lie, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you, I mean, what was it like in the dugout when all that run scoring was happening?
It was, honestly, it felt the same way that it had felt the whole time. There was never any pressing, which I think is really important, especially with some younger players. There was never any like, hey, we got to do it right now. We just were sticking with our plan, sticking with our approach, and everything came through that we had been working on through the entire game.
You're an interesting person to ask because you've been involved with every version of Athletes Unlimited softball.
Yeah.
Some of the first players, Kat Osterman and Gwen Speckis and all that kind of stuff. And now you're playing for a captain in Mackenzie Clark, who's an absolute newbie. What's it been like the last couple of days working for Mackenzie Clark?
Oh my gosh, it's been so fun. Last week I was on a team with 10 new people out of 14, so it was really fun to be a part of a group that a lot of them were getting their feet wet in the pro level, and she played great. She played great today. Like, it's just been really fun to be around, and the energy feels really good. Like, I really love the energy that the rookies have brought in. It's very, they're excited, they feel blessed, like they just have been nothing but positive, and it's showing on the field. They're playing, like, it's almost like they don't need a transition period. They're just out here playing like pros already.
And what about off the field with the rookies? What have they been like? Have they fit right in there too?
Yeah, they really have, and they're so cute because there's so many of them, so they've all kind of formed their little groupings, and you know, a lot of them knew each other coming into it, and you know, there's also some girls like the Tennessee girls coming in, they know Aubrey Leach, so there's a lot making them feel comfortable, and I think that they're fitting right in, both on and off the field.
Just curious, one of the better home run hitters in the history of our game. Do you notice when the wind is whipping out to left field when you're in the batter's box, or do you try and keep it out of your head?
Listen, I'm always trying to swing and hit the ball to the moon, so if I think of anything else, it's going to be real dangerous for me. But I just try to keep a good approach and see, you know, what do I need to do to be successful? I got to swing at good pitches. I got to be behind the ball, and if the wind's going to help me out, the wind's going to help me out, you know?
I like the shirt of the little gal next to you, that softball was invented to show boys how it's done. I think that that's fitting on Father's Day. No offense, dads.
Yeah, it's awesome. I didn't notice it. It's so gangster. Oh my gosh. You know what? Softball's real hard. It's real hard, and it doesn't get easier. You think as you get better and you know, you keep growing and you continue to excel, you'd think, oh my God, it's finally easy. It's not. It's still so hard. So I love that. Yeah, that's you. You're famous.
And we were talking about that exact thing, Sam, of how there are veterans that have been playing for 10, 15 years, it seems like, who are still working on getting better at something, whether it's a mental thing or a physical thing. What's something at this point in the season right now that you still feel like you want to work on?
Honestly, this week has been good for me because I'm playing first base now. So being on a team with Jessie Warren is something I haven't had the luxury of doing yet. I haven't had the pleasure of doing it because we both play third. And so I haven't played first since 2021. So getting my mind right, getting the reps in at practice, getting the angles of the ball, and making sure that my throws are good wherever I need to make a play. We had a practice yesterday, and luckily I'm on a team with Aubrey Leach, who's just, I feel like I learn from her all the time, and she helps me, you know, balance out some things that I want to work on, some things that I'm thinking about, and she's always there to help me say, yeah, that was good, or yeah, let's do some of this. So there's always going to be something, and I feel like when I hang the cleats up, I want it to be as I'm still here, and I never want to plateau.
Alchin pops it up. And the catch is made by Klingler. That is the first out. All right, Sam, I got one last question for you.
Yes.
You didn't get a hit in our first game, but I would have given you MVP points for that at-bat that you had in the 4th inning against Mariah Mazan. You saw 15 pitches. You only ended up getting a walk, but it was great. It was a wonderful at-bat. But what that at-bat did, as great as Mazan was pitching, she had to come out after the 6th inning because she'd thrown too many pitches.
Yeah.
She came out and the game totally changed, but that at-bat that you had took a lot of gas out of the tank.
Thank you. Yeah, I honestly, like, I feel like I've been at a point the last few years where, like, the numbers, I don't care if I feel good. I felt like, yeah, was it an 0 for 3 day? Absolutely. But did I crush the ball? Did I have good at-bats? Yes. So that's something I feel like I've worked on a lot over my career, is that the numbers actually don't matter. What matters is how I feel, because if I feel this good, it's going to fall. It's going to end up being a hit, and there's nothing to worry about. But an at-bat like that is so, she's so great, Mariah, and the hardest thing in the world, at least for me to do as a hitter, is once I'm swinging and fouling things off, it's really, really hard not to swing.
Yeah.
So taking that ball 4, I feel like, was the biggest victory so far of 2024.
It was a great at-bat. It was my favorite part of the game. So congratulations to that. Thank you for joining us. We're going to check back with you in a bit, okay?
I'll be here.
Sounds good. All right, we've got Haley Lee on at first base. We've got one down. Morgan Zerkle, the batter. No balls, 2 strikes to Zerkle.
Talk about seeing some pitches. Team Edwards has already made Taylor Edwards throw 40 pitches now, not even through the 2nd inning.
On the ground, nice diving stop by McKinney to second for 1. They won't get it over to first in time for the double play, but a heck of a play by McKinney.
Yeah, that was nice. I think she wanted to make up for a mishandled ball that she had earlier in this game, and literally just drops a hit from Morgan Zerkle, who hit that ball hard on the ground, but Sydney McKinney flies to get to it to be able to get that force out at 2.
Here's Bubba Nichols. Talked about it in game 1. This has been an eventful, wonderful week for Bubba Nichols. Went back home, California, and received her graduate degree, got a master's degree. Graduating from UCLA for a 2nd time. Made it back here in time for a doubleheader this afternoon.
A Master of Education in the UCLA Transformative Coaching and Leadership Program.
Scholar and an athlete, Bubba Nichols. Congratulations to her. What an illustrious career she had at UCLA. Playing for Team USA. Now been with Athletes Unlimited for a number of years.
There's so many things that you miss as a softball player. So I'm happy for her. She had time to be able to go and attend that graduation. Oftentimes when you're in college, you're graduating while you're on the road or at the conference tournament or at the World Series, or just kind of creatively making time to celebrate those big moments. You just don't really have the opportunity to be there in person. So huge deal for Bubba to get to attend that in person, going back to California.
Called strike 3. McQuillan strikes out Nichols, and that means it is an inning win for Team Alo. They win the 1st and now 2nd innings. It is a 5-1 lead for Team Alo over Team Edwards.
Yeah, the UCLA-Arizona rivalry not going away just yet, because we have at-bats like this where McQuillan wins it.
Everyone, on a windy Sunday afternoon here in Wichita, Kansas, it is a 5-1 lead for Team Alo. We are playing inning number 3. Expected to bat here in our 3rd inning. we will have Bailey Klingler, Andrea Filler, and Riley West. Those three scheduled to hit against Montana Fouts.
Thank you for participating. Everyone load it up. Yeah.
Yeah, no, will you let Alex Sleep know that we do have some questions about the strike zone? I'm just kidding. Good communication with our home plate umpire by Taylor Edwards.
Okay. All right, here we go. Top of the third, leading off.
All right, so Bailey Klingler leads things off. She had a humpback liner into the glove of the second baseman, Hannah Flippen, in the first inning. Strike zone super important for Fouts. She walked 3 in that second inning. 2 of the walks came around to score. Of course, the big blow, the home run by Jocelyn Allo, 3-run homer.
Some just inconsistencies on both sides of the plate that we've seen from her, causing her to fall behind a lot of hitters' counts, 2-0, 2-1, like right now that Klingler finds herself in. Just like that, like that's a pitch that she was throwing on command over and over again. With her curveball and her drop ball in the outer half to these right-handed hitters, but just slightly off the mark today.
So a 5-pitch walk to begin our third inning. That is now 4 walks allowed by Fouts. 4 walks in the last 8 batters.
Now batting for Team Allo. Playing second base for Northwestern, number 9.
Andrea Filler is the batter. Filler lined out to the second baseman, Flippen, an inning ago. Another called strike, 0-2. Now Fouts, known for the strikeout back during her college days at Alabama. 2 times she led all of Division I in strikeouts. Would love to get one here.
Oh, close pitch there, but great take by Filler. Just coming into this game, hitting under 100, but you start to have takes like that and 0-2 counts and work your way back into the count. It's a type of a bat that can get you back into the swing of things.
For those who don't know, Montana Fouts is actually named for the state of Montana. My father went on a fishing trip and said, "This is God's country," the name of my daughter, after the great state of Montana. Montana, though, is actually the Spanish word for like montaña, for mountains.
Okay.
So if you kind of extrapolate it a bit, she's actually named for the word mountain in Spanish.
Well, and she's tall, so
I like where you're going there.
That does work.
Sure.
But named after Montana, played at Alabama, and is from Kentucky.
But born in West Virginia.
Oh my goodness.
Got a foot in every state. And now playing here in Kansas. Montana Fouts, one of the great right arms to play for the Alabama Crimson Tide over the years. Kelsey Dunn, Stephanie Van Brakel. Wonderful, wonderful players down there in Tuscaloosa. High drive, deep to left field. Got a homer! A homer, Andrea Filler, a 2-run blast. What an at-bat for Filler. Was down in the count and found herself a good pitch to hit.
That's literally what it takes to get back into the swing of things. It was an 0-2 count. She took a curveball that was close, but when you start to take pitches like that, you can just tell that somebody's starting to see the ball better, and then she worked her way back into the count all the way to what a full count, took 3 balls, and then got this one to hit on the inner half and just did not miss. Anticipating fouls, coming more over the plate in that full count. Something just a little too sweet. First home run for Filler, who needed that swing right there.
So it's a 7-1 lead. Top of the 3rd inning for Team Alo. Riley West walked and scored an inning ago. Foul. All right, Amanda Scarborough, you're an All-American at Texas A&M, two-way player, but a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful pitcher. When you come from that level and just dominate, and then you go to pro ball and you get hit, is it hard mentally to kind of go forward? Because this is clearly something exceedingly unusual for Montana Fouls. Another base hit, this one to right field.
Yeah, it can be, but I think you rely on the most recent experience from last week if you're Montana for how well she pitched during that time to start out this season. So this to me is more of like a not normally how she's going to pitch, and I think that's how you look at it as a pitcher, that this is just a one-off thing, and the next time you come out that you're going to be better.
They're going to switch balls. Still, nobody out, run on at first. Big blow in the inning. The home run by Filler. She's standing by with Savannah.
Filler, I got to watch your batting practice yesterday. You were focusing on staying low in the legs. You were getting a hold of some balls yesterday. How did it carry into that at bat?
I think just like you said, yesterday we were talking through other people that are on the team, like Jossie, Tori. I think everybody has little things in their swings that I like to emulate and kind of carry into my swing. They're really good reminders. So I just wanted to, be myself, trust my approach, trust my process, and it ended up working out there.
Okay, well, as someone who got to hear those conversations, you executed it perfectly.
Yes. Thank you, Jossie.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it. Eric, back to you.
Been super interesting because I watched Filler in the on-deck circle before she got into the box, and I could really tell that she was focusing on staying more in her legs. I even thought to myself, like, interesting, Filler really, you could tell that she was just kind of in her stance, but just over-exaggerating, being more in her legs. And I thought to myself, I wonder if that's an adjustment that she's working on coming into Series 2. And then you heard her talk about it being more in her legs, feeling maybe a little bit more balanced or power, just getting more on time. But either way, it paid off in a big way for Filler. Those conversations that all these players are continually having with each other to make each other better.
Sydney McKinney. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner on at first base in front of her is Riley West. In the air, shallow left. Zerkle makes the play. And that's a rarity when McKinney is retired with no damage done. 1 down. All right, so 2 times through the order, already 7 runs have scored for Team Alo. And now back to the top of the order, and Haley McClenny. Halo's doing Halo things. 2 screaming line drives, first 2 innings of the game. Singled and scored in the first, singled, drove in a run, and eventually scored in the second.
Well, it's tough decisions with the pitching staff for Team Edwards, too, with how that first game played out and that this is game 2 with their doubleheader. They've already used a lot of their pitchers in game 1. Mariah Mazon threw a career high in terms of number of pitches in her outing. She got the start, looked like she was going to throw a complete game, but did not come out in the 7th inning. And then Alex Zerkle came in and gave up a lot of runs. And the Montana Fouts entering that game late. So really, Alyssa Denham is the only pitcher who hasn't pitched yet for Team Edwards. I'm guessing wanting to save her toward the end. I think we have a pitch violation, or a timing violation, I should say. See the point toward their wrist. That would be a ball on Haley McClenny.
So it's now 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Let's see if McClenny swings. Taking all the way, it's 4-pitch walk. And again, the walk continues to haunt Fouts. She has walked 5 batters.
3 of them have come around to score.
Here's Megan Wiggins. Wiggins turning her season around after an 0 for 11 first series. She singled, walked, and scored. Former Georgia Bulldog. Former a lot of things. She played professionally in Japan. A legend in National Pro Fast Pitch. She's played in every season of Athletes Unlimited Softball.
And her goal again right now, like it was in her last at bat, is to get Jocelyn Allo up, to not hit into a double play right here. There's one out, so find any way that she can to advance the runners and or find a way to get herself on two.
Now she's in the catbird seat right now. It's 3-1.
I'll be real interested to see if Megan Wiggins reaches, if we have a pitching change for Jocelyn Allo. See if Alyssa Denham will come in to face her.
Three and two. Two runs are scored already here in the third. Homer by Filler. Scoring in front of her was Bailey Klingler, who had a leadoff walk. Hard into the glove, and the third baseman whiz. 2 down.
Good job by the base runners to stay put and not get too aggressive, because it's so easy to think that you're going to score on that, but that would have been a prime example of an opportunity to turn a double play by Team Edwards, but the base runners did a good job of not venturing off and getting back to the bag to get the bat in the hands of Jocelyn Allo with 2 on.
Allo swings at the first pitch. It's going to be playable. Wiz calls for it, makes the play. Side is retired. But 2 more runs score for Team Allo.
It is Andrea Filler with a 2-run home run, took advantage of a walk, got the bat in her hand. She was down 0-2, worked the count, and then hit this bomb that she needed to move forward in Series 2.
Dear Dad.
Dear Dad.
Dear Dad.
Dad. Dad, thank you for encouraging me to never give up and to always following my heart.
Dad, thank you for always being there for me.
Thank you for teaching me this game and sharing your love of the game with me.
For always lifting me up and for giving me the confidence to go out and achieve my wildest dreams.
For all those countless hours on the bucket and all the bruises and everything in between to make me the pitcher that I am today.
Thank you for your commitment to making me an incredible softball player, but an even better person.
Thank you for being the best dad ever.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you. Happy Father's Day.
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 Fantastic. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. And this is a pregame. Fathers throwing out the first pitch, a whole group of them.
Look at that. Going underhand. Happy to see everybody went underhand and nobody went overhand. There's some good form right there by the guy in the middle. That looked like he spun that pitch off. He looked really comfortable pitching.
And it looked like many years of throwing BP.
Yes. That's great. I'm glad that they had a chance to do that pregame.
Taylor McQuillan in the circle. McQuillan so far through the first couple of innings has had some traffic behind her, but has only given up 1 run. McQuillan will face Taylor Edwards, Erin Koffel, and Hannah Flippin here in the 3rd inning.
This really is just such a tough day to play too, Eric. It is a warm day and in the middle of the day, so the sun's really not going away. Like, it will when you play that doubleheader and it's more 2 games at night. Feels like temperature is 97 degrees. This wind just will not turn off. It's been a long day for Team Edwards, giving up a lot of runs too.
Hammered deep to left field. Gone, a home run for the captain, Taylor Edwards. Taylor Edwards now with 3 homers here in AUX. 7-2 is our ball game.
Yeah, and Taylor Edwards has hit Taylor McQuillan in this game well. Look how low she stays in her legs, and then she's able to go down and get pitches that are down in the zone. Clearly, that's what she's looking for off of Taylor McQuillan, because both of her hits have been off of pitches that were down, and she knew it right off the bat. 78 miles an hour exit velocity, carried to about 240 feet. Of course, too, it went a little bit further because of that wind. It got up in the jet stream and kept keeping on.
Koffel swings at the first pitch, and making a nice running play is McKinney. That home run by Edwards makes it a 2-1 third inning. The Filler home run by Team Alo in the top of this third, counting for 2 runs, and then the Edwards run. So Team Edwards needs to score 1 more to avoid losing the inning. Hannah Flippin. She was robbed her first time up, and I could have told her not to hit it there. She had a sinking line drive that Haley McClenny made a wonderful play on. But Flippin's played a long time, and she knows that those are the type of plays that McClenny makes routinely. Hit it somewhere else. Curious as a pitcher, Amanda. Hannah Flippin, in my opinion, is one of the best defensive shortstops in the world today. Best defensive second baseman. Seen her at third do wonderful things. What do you think is the most important defensive spot on the field?
Man, I mean, to me, either shortstop or second. And I want to say shortstop, but second base just has so many different coverages they have to make. And, you know, before I played college ball, I just would have automatically gone to shortstop. But then I feel like college ball and broadcasting games, you just hear and learn even more about how important that a solid second baseman is. So I think having somebody like Hannah Flippin at second base, or somebody who can kind of be a co-captain to the infield at second, is so important.
One second baseman to another. Filler throws out Flippin. 2 down.
I just like to watch her play defense no matter where she's at on the field, though.
Let's check in with a home run hitter, Taylor Edwards, standing by with Savannah.
Tay, that's one way to lighten things up and get it going for your team. Your 3rd home run of the season. What'd you see in that one?
That one, I don't know if I felt the at-bat, the battle, but I was going up there taking until I get 2 strikes. I mean, we've been out there a little bit on defense, so wanted to give us some time in the shade, see some pitches. But yeah, just see ball, hit ball.
Thanks, Tay. I'll get you out of the sun. We'll see you out here. Thank you.
That is a team player. Just takes some pitches, make sure her team can relax, and then hits the home run.
Team player is who Taylor Edwards is all the time. Even, I mean, of course, when she's captain, but even when she's not captain, she's a great team player at all times. Great battery mate with her pitchers.
0-2 to Kelsey Stewart-Hunter. Stewart-Hunter from Mays, Kansas, suburban Wichita. It's a home game for her. Grew up in this neck of the woods, got away from Wichita State, chose to play in the SEC. Tim Walton, Florida. No complaints, she was phenomenal.
Which Wichita State was where Tim Walton was at before he went to Florida. He was the head coach there.
Dialed in.
Trying to keep up with you.
3-2. Off the end of the bat. That just barely caught an end of the bat. And we'll do it again. Tim Walton won a College World Series as a player, if I recall. He played as a relief pitcher at Oklahoma.
That's right.
Yeah, that's his legend. Pretty cool. College World Series as a baseball player and a softball player. Softball coach. Good at bat by Kelsey Stewart-Hunter. Now let's take a look at the Game 1 MVPs brought to you by the U.S. Air Force. It was a thriller. Team Clark putting an 8 spot on the board in the 7th inning to take down Team Edwards. And because of the comeback win, The MVP, number 1, goes to Billie Andrews. Mariah Mazzone, glad that she got recognized MVP too, because she was rock solid for 6 innings. But Billie Andrews, how about that? That's a big plus 60. She was in the 9th hole, only had 1 hit all day long, but it was the most important hit of the game, and she's rewarded for it.
There's so many different people from that 7th inning that you could give it to, but Billie Andrews' 2-run home run tied up the game, and then from there, they just took off, just scored 6 more runs in that inning. And I'm with you. I'm glad that Mariah Mazzone got rewarded for how well that she pitched in that game. 6 innings and just grinded out some at-bats.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Delaney Wiz. Swung on and missed. McQuillan strikes out Wiz, and that means the Team Alo has won yet another inning. They've won the 1st, 2nd, and now the 3rd. Taylor Edwards, the captain. Team Edwards hitting a home run here in the 3rd inning. We will talk to her when she's behind the plate when we return. It's been all Team Alo so far through the first 3 innings, but there's a lot of softball remaining. We're playing the top of the 4th inning, 7-2, the lead for Team Alo. We are expecting to see middle of the lineup for Team Alo: Vidalis, Rudd Lee, and Klingler. Season 3 is here, and the AU Pro Shop has you covered with the latest softball gear. Check out our online store at shop.auprosports.com. It's the destination for player merchandise and exclusive styles you won't find anywhere else. TV Tori Vidalis, perfect day so far for her. RBI single in the 1st inning, walked in the 2nd. Called strike 1. New pitcher going on for Team Edwards. It's Alyssa Denham. Right-hander from Alvin, Texas, same hometown as Nolan Ryan. That got Vidalis. Vidalis is hit by a pitch that's 8 points the hard way, and she'll be aboard with nobody out here in the 4th inning.
Alyssa Denham has been used in relief a lot so far this AUX season. When she hasn't given up home runs, she's been great, but that's kind of been her Achilles heel up to this point, and the outings that she's had is that it seems like when somebody gets a hit off of her, it's a long ball.
Popped up, flip it, makes the play. 1 down.
Very good.
Yeah, the captain, Taylor Edwards, is wearing a microphone and she can hear us. Taylor, what's going on?
How are you?
You're doing great. Congratulations on the home run just a moment ago, but I'm curious about if you're doing okay. It's hot out there, squatting behind the plate.
It is a hot one, but you know what? We knew that when we signed our contracts, and you know, sometimes you just gotta suck it up and go with.
Good. How do you feel like you might approach the heat like that? You're just so go with it, like control what you can control mindset all the time. Where do you think that comes from about you, Taylor?
It definitely, I'd say, comes from my dad. He's had a lot happen in his life, and he has. I see you. Good job. He has definitely, you know, shown me and my siblings and my whole family just, you know, if you blame other people, if you know, make excuses for yourself, nothing good's gonna happen from it. So, just competing and being a good human and taking whatever this world gives you. I see you.
Taylor, you've been catching Alyssa Denham for a long time now. She's been super great in previous seasons with the Athletes Unlimited. What makes her special?
I think what makes her special is how confident she is with her stuff.
Good. Come on. Good job.
I mean, even though she's given up, you know, some big bombs, she is the first one to admit that, you know, she had missed it. It was belt high. Good job. You're good. Here we go. So I think that confidence and her maturity on the mound into, you know, snap in that moment and be like, oh, okay, that was my bad, or how can we fix that, or I got you next time.
What kinds of things, Taylor, will you talk to her about in between innings after this inning?
Good. Honestly, right now, just getting her confidence up. She had a pretty big blow in the first inning, or excuse me, in the first series, but probably just continuing to work her different levels and her different speeds, especially coming in after Montana. Good job! And then just trusting her defense, just like that. Good job!
Works beautifully. Taylor, thank you so much for your time. Big fan. Taylor Edwards coaxing a good inning out of her defense. We'll be back in a moment. We're halfway home. It's the bottom of the fourth inning. Team Alo on top of Team Edwards 7-2. Team Alo has won all of the first 3 innings, but Team Edwards can make a difference here. 1 run and they will win this fourth inning, and that'd be a good start for them. Time now to check back in with our star in the stands.
Look at the camera, girls.
It's Sam Fischer.
Hi, guys. I'm
Sam,
back.
You're coaching up the people next to you, right? Look at the camera, right?
Yeah.
Who are you with, you know?
I'm with, well, listen, we've had kind of some shifting around, but all I know is I'm here with great people, and we're here for a good time, and there's been some spiders on me, and they've looked out, and they've flicked them off of me. So this is a group that I trust.
Spiders?
Yeah, I don't know. How do the spiders get up here? I don't want to know.
Oh, my goodness. It's going to give me some nightmares.
I'm so sorry.
You know, when you're playing this doubleheader, Sam, and you're like Team Edwards, where you've given up quite a few runs in game 1, quite a few runs in game 2, how do you try to stay in it? What would be your advice?
That's a great question, and I think that's what makes Athletes Unlimited special, is that every inning counts. So there's been times where you're just down, down, but then you win an inning, then you win an inning, or you get a rollover. And so I feel like every minute, every pitch of all of these games are competitive and intense, and they mean something. So that's where you might have a down day, but it might not be a full defeated day. So there's a lot of innings, a lot of inning points on the board, and look at what happened to our game in the first one. Like, anything can happen here. So it's just a matter of staying in it and not letting yourself get out of it like maybe could happen in a traditional style.
Just curious, Sam, we were talking an inning ago. I was getting Amanda's perspective on the importance of the different defensive positions. You've been a corner infielder. Actually, in college, you played shortstop.
I did.
But in your opinion, what is the most important defensive position along the infield?
Ooh, gosh, you know what's tough? I gotta say, with my heart, shortstop, that's the leader of the infield. That's the person who you're going to look to for decision making, to kind of just guide the other infielders and really be someone who, like, your pitcher can look to and say, hey, we got this. But at Athletes Unlimited, that catcher spot is the most important part of the field. They are working with a whole bunch of different pitchers, a whole bunch of different repertoires, different mindsets, different attitudes, like all these different things that make these pitchers great. And being a strong catcher here, I think, is honestly, at the end of the day, the most important spot.
We got a pinch hitter here. This is Carly Spade. Spade with over 100 homers in her college experience. She was an absolute beast. Playing at Miami of Ohio, finished 103 homers. Second to only Jocelyn Alo.
Yeah, a lot of home runs.
Yeah, so between 2 players, it's like 225 home runs. Between 2 players, which is insane. Sam, we were talking about the big announcement of Athletes Unlimited Softball League, more of a traditional format that will begin next summer. What are your thoughts on that?
I have so many. I will tell you, they did tell the PEC before they told anybody else, and when they told us, I had to kind of take a minute because I got a little emotional thinking about it, because this is everything that we talk about working for. And even though I had already made the decision that this is going to be my last season and I'm going to retire, it made me really feel like, let's put your money where your mouth is. And you want to talk about growing the game, you want to talk about leaving the game better than you found it, and look at this announcement. Look at what we're going to have. These players are going to have a chance to,
High drive, deep to right, it's gone! Morgan Zerkle, a 2-run homer! And Team Edwards, their first inning win of the day.
Dang.
Sam, just like you were talking about,
What
right?
did I say, you guys?
Well, you had said, you know, it just takes one inning to get back into it, and that every inning is so important. Team Edwards down by 5 coming into this inning, but you still have so much to play for. I mean, we're just in the bottom of the 4th inning, and that one swing and one at bat can just turn it around. Morgan Zerkle got all of this. This is 81 miles an hour off of the bat. It gets over the right field net monster. We have not seen a lot of home runs go toward right field. Most of them have been to left field, left center, and center field, but a couple today, one by Jocelyn Allo and then one by Morgan Zerkle. She just absolutely turns on a pitch and crushes it, and that's why she's so scary to face, because she has speed and power like that. What have you noticed in Morgan Zerkle's game since playing with her, Sam, that you just enjoy watching?
She can do anything, you know, like she can hit that ball so far and then she'll drop it in front of home plate and beat it out. She's got 2 stolen bases on the day. She's versatile. Offensively, you like, how do you get somebody like that out? So just seeing her, what she can do, and when all of it is on, even especially going over and playing first base earlier today, I'm like, where am I supposed to stand? Where am I supposed to play? Like, she could drop it in front of me, she could hit it over me. It's just those types of players make it really tough to play defense, make it really uncomfortable.
And Sam, as someone who's been with Athletes Unlimited since the very beginning, you must enjoy watching Zerkle, because there's certain players who just understand the game. She laid down to sacrifice, she stole the base. She scores points really any way imaginable, and now she gets the 40 points for the homer. But she understands what we're doing here, the point of the game, not only to win, but to also to get the points. She's perfected it.
Totally, totally, and you see that. You see where it reflects. She's constantly in the top part of the leaderboard. Like, she's been captain. She's somebody who you go in and at any given moment, she can have a 100-point game, and or, you know, like, and it can be any which way. So it's cool to see that, the versatility in somebody like her on the field, and you have other players who are triple threats as well. Look at a Haley McClenny who can hit the ball in the park, or she'll walk 5 times in a game. There's just so much talent and so much versatility offensively that I don't want to be a pitcher.
Sam, the home run was hit kind of while we were talking about AUSL, but are you alluding to maybe you're already going to not retire and come back and play? Any chance that we could see you there?
Listen, you guys, it crossed my mind. I got off the call and I went into my husband's office. I said, hey, I think I might maybe think about not retiring. And then the thought passed. I feel so comfortable and confident in my decision. Even though I never want to stop playing like this, I feel like softball is truly the makeup of what makes me me. So I never would want to stop playing, but I feel so content and so peaceful knowing that this is my last season. I get to play it with this incredible league. Some of my best friends are on the field right now. You know, it's I'm excited to be on the other side of it and work from the other side, you know, off the field, and see how big and how good we can make it.
And just curious, I've watched you play National Pro Fast Pitch. I've seen you play on fields in Akron, Ohio, and all over the globe. When did you actually feel like you're at your athletic best? Just curious. Was there an age at 18? Was it 24? Was it 20? When did you feel like your athletic prime?
Honestly, is that for me? It's not. It's okay. Everybody good? Oh, she caught it.
You got it. We need a quick answer.
I'm in my prime right now. Thank you. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you.
Oh, sweet.
Sam, you're wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Thanks, you guys. I love you.
So it's an inning win for Team Edwards, courtesy of the home run by Morgan Zerkle. We'll take a timeout. We've got the 5th inning when we return to Wichita. Here's our Sunday night baseball matchup, the series finale between the Yankees and the Red Sox, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific with baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. And that is X Stadium, right across the parking lot, center field wall. It's the home of the baseball team, Wichita State. Joe Carter, Eric Wedge. They played great baseball over the years. Wichita State won a national championship. Darren Dreifert. For those that are interested. First ball swinging. It'll be a line drive right into the glove of the center fielder, Bubba Nichols. 1 pitch, Riley West, out number 1. First time that West has been retired today.
Alyssa Denham did a great job of coming in the top of the 4th inning. Team Alo had scored in every single inning, and then then Alyssa Denham comes in the top of the 4th and doesn't allow any runs, and then a quick first out there. It's exactly what Team Edwards needed, was somebody to come in and be a stopper, and then of course they scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning after she comes in. I mean, that's a prime example of how a relief pitcher can change the momentum and feel of a game by getting a stop. That stop gives everybody some life out on defense and in the dugout to score some runs and get back into the game.
Sydney McKinney, 5-year player on this field. Wichita State. It's not a stretch to say the greatest ever played softball at Wichita State. She's got the numbers to prove it. 451 lifetime batting average, 28 homers, 378 hits. Good God. McKinney's got a connection with the left fielder right now, Morgan Zerkle. McKinney was an assistant coach this past year at Marshall, taking orders from Morgan Zerkle, the head coach at Marshall. High drive, center field. Nichols makes the play. It bounces out. It bounces out, and McKinney may get all 4. No, she'll stop at 3rd. Oh, Nichols had it and then hit against the wall, and it bounced out. I'm assuming that's going to be a triple.
Yeah, it's what I would give it, and I'm hoping that Bubba Nichols is okay, but with the wind blowing out, this ball just continued to carry as it has all day, and it carried Bubba Nichols right into the wall. It was in her glove, then boom, there's the wall. She maybe even got her left foot caught that caused her knees to give and then go into the wall. I'm not sure, but tremendous effort by Bubba Nichols. I thought she was going to come away with that, but a triple for Sydney McKinney, and everybody checking right now on Bubba to make sure that she's okay.
All right, so Bubba's smiling and insisting she's okay. And she's going to stay in our ball game. So a 1-out triple for Sydney McKinney. It's officially been ruled a triple, so it's a plus 30. And she's on at 3rd with 1 out.
Now batting for Team Alo, top of the order. The center fielder from Alabama.
Well, this is set up right now for Team Alo. McKinney on at 3rd, 1 out. The infield will have to come in. Yikes. With Haley McClenny stepping to the plate. McClenny's had a wonderful offensive day already. She's hit 2 screaming line drives, singles in both the 1st and the 2nd. In the 3rd, she drew a walk. So walks are plus 10, singles are plus 10. So she's a plus 30 just in stat points, plus all the inning wins that Team Alo has recorded so far today. Big hit here, and McClenny's going to cement herself, you'd imagine, with one of those MVPs. Don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but she's on that type of track.
Yeah, she is. Continuing to find ways to get on and score runs.
High pop-up. This will not score the run. Koffel makes the play, 2 down.
You know, the last 8 runs that have been scored in this game have all come from home runs, so trying to find a different way to generate some run support here, but the ball has just been absolutely flying. I think with that wind, maybe getting some extra looks off of these pitchers, getting more comfortable in the box, just a combination of all of that.
So this is going to be another opportunity for Wiggins to see some pitches with Alo in the on-deck circle behind her.
I mean, how about this? First 4 games, we only had 8 home runs. Last 4 games, 17 home runs have been hit. Wow, it's been tough to be a pitcher these last few games.
1 ball and 1 strike to Wiggins.
You gotta love how Jocelyn Alo put herself right in between Megan Wiggins and Tori Vidalis. I know that that's one of the first things that you noticed when the lineup came out, but you know, the more and more that we go on, the more and more it starts to make so much sense of having a veteran like Megan Wiggins in front of her to work the at-bat and maybe get something good to hit because Alo's on deck.
Fly ball to left field, it's carrying, and the catch is made on the track by Zerkle. Wiggins gave it a ride, but it ends in Zerkle's glove for out number 3. Another goose egg put on the board by Denham. 7-4 is our score. We've got an opportunity for Team Edwards to win this 5th inning if they can score just 1 run. Experience AU Pro Softball, AUX, in person if you happen to be here in Wichita. Love to see you. Tomorrow night's going to be country music night. Go to AU Pro Sports. Check that, auprosoftball.com to buy your tickets today. auprosoftball.com.
Sounds like a fun night for you and Natasha tomorrow night. Natasha Watley will come in.
Oh, I can't wait. Big fan.
If there was like a bingo card for like analysts that you've gotten to work with, I feel like you're about to be at bingo blackout. You know what I mean? When you play blackout, you have to cover up all the numbers.
I'm so excited.
All the different people you've worked with, and now Natasha coming up.
Big name. I never worked with her. Watched her play for Team USA at UCLA and Pro League forever. In my opinion, top 5 thing in the history of any form of softball is watching Natasha hit a gapper and go from home to third. I'd pay money to see that again. Yep, Natasha Watley's going to join the broadcast tomorrow and get her thoughts.
And maybe you could get her out there and have her run from home to third, little pregame.
I'm sure she'd love that. 95-degree heat, go get it. You can
Just
still
for
do
me,
it.
so that I can see it.
She used to play for so many years with Caitlin Lowe on the national team, and her and Caitlin Lowe, 1-2. Woof. Good luck. Aaron Koffel, shortstop, hits number 4 in Taylor Edwards' lineup. It's a pretty big responsibility. 0 for 1 so far today. Did draw some points. Hit with a pitch back in the 1st inning. Off the pitcher, McQuillan fields her position, throws out Koffel, 1 down. Well, we will have Game 5 of the NBA Finals tomorrow night. Should be a lot of fun. You got Boston, you got the Mavericks, possibly a deciding game for the Celtics. You can find it at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Plus, along with ESPN Radio. Celtics 1 away from what would be their 18th championship. Good golly. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 7:30. Deep, but foul.
That last game was a bit of a blowout, huh?
Dallas will take a win any way they can get it.
My goodness.
And they're not complaining. They don't need nail biters. They just need wins. Hannah Flippin. Long day for her. Of course, this is the 2nd game for Team Edwards. Flippin went 1 for 3 with an RBI double and was hit with a pitch back in our 1st game. She's 0 for 2 so far in the 2nd game. Was robbed by Haley McClenny on a sinking line drive in the 1st and bounced out to the other 2nd baseman in our game in the 3rd. There, she gets herself a base hit. So 1 for 3 in our ball game for Hannah Flippin. Hannah will always be my favorite palindrome in the world of softball.
Are there any others, if she's your favorite?
Don't tell her that. She's my favorite and least favorite. Go hang a salami, I'm a lasagna hog. Same forward and backwards. Who knew? On the ground. To 2nd for 1, on to 1st, double play. Nice twin kill, McKinney to Filler to Vidalis, and the side is retired. So no blood. That is going to be a rollover inning. The 6th inning will count for 20 points for whoever wins it.
And we've seen some opportunities for double plays, but haven't seen a ton of them turn. Team Alo turns this one to quickly get out of the inning.
Yeah, she stayed in and I just guessed her inside on that. Yeah. Go get it. Wait, do another one.
Is that just hard and down?
Next up to bat.
Now Taylor Edwards communicating with everyone. Super key in the game of softball. Ultra important as a catcher. She will try and guide Alyssa Denham through this 6th inning. It'll be Alo, Vidalis, and Rudd Lee batting against Denham. Alyssa Denham came out of the pen 2 innings ago, hit Tori Vidalis, but then retired 3 in a row. An inning ago, with 1 out, she allowed a triple to Sydney McKinney, but then retired McClenny and Wiggins. So 2 shutout innings recorded by Denham. Oh, 2 to Alo. Jocelyn Alo. 1 for 3, but that 1 had an exclamation point behind it. It was a 3-run opposite field home run in the 2nd inning.
The 2 other hits besides the home run have been pretty weak contact, which is rare in her at-bats because it just seems like even when she mishits a ball, she still hits it hard. But a little pop-up and then a ground ball in this game off that in the bat. It's her home run, opposite field home run off of Montana Fouts. Some Fouts versus Alo action, and Alo with the opposite field bomb.
This one's going to stay in the ballpark. To right field, catch is made by Jadalyn Alchin. 1 down. I have been super impressed over the years at Alyssa Denham. She is inflappable. Unflappable, probably better. Alo now with 3 home runs here in AUX play, and she's been very equal opportunity with the direction she hits.
Which is why she's one of the best hitters in the world, because not only can she hit the long ball, but she can hit for an average too, because of her ability to hit to all parts of the field like Tori Vidalis does as well.
Line drive single for TV Tori. She's not been retired today. 2 singles, a walk, and hit with a pitch. Let's check in with Savannah.
Yesterday I got to hang out at Team Alo practice, and I got to be kind of in the BP group. That was Jocelyn Alo, Tori Vidalis, and Andrea Filler, and hear the way that they bounce each other's ideas off of one another in their swings. For Alo, she was talking about, I'm always just looking for a good barrel. If I can get a good barrel on the ball, well, it's probably going out. Tori, different mentality. She was talking about when she got to the pros, she would see hitters like Alo and feel, oh, my swing needs to be bigger, I need to be different. No, she said, I've learned I just need to hit line drives like the one she just hit. And we heard earlier about how Filler used that insight from practice yesterday and her home run earlier in the game.
Thank you, Savannah. Well, how about a ground ball double play? 2nd time today, we've turned 2. Jordan Rudd Lee grounds to 3rd. It goes whiz to flip into Stuart Hunter. Side retired. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is sponsored by the U.S. Air Force. Game 2 of 2 here today as we start our Series 2, Athletes Unlimited Softball AUX. It is a 7-4 lead for Team Alo over Team Edwards. Team Edwards with a chance to not only win this inning, but it would also be a carryover winner because the 5th inning was tied as well. All they need to do is score a run, and they'll try and do it against Odyssey Alexander. Last year's champion of the championship series, played in Rosemont, Illinois, back in August.
I feel like Odyssey needs a little bit of luck here in this outing and get some pitches called like that strike call with their screw. She's had a couple of different appearances where some pitch calls didn't go her way, and that caused her to give up some runs. And really, she pitched well, but it was like if she just got 1 or 2 or 3 different calls to go her way, then I think her outings would have gone a different way. But Odyssey Alexander is going to throw hard, going to be more up in the zone with her rise ball. So mix in a curveball and a changeup, trying to get the area back behind the pitching rubber. Feeling good back behind her back foot. We'll see if we can move forward.
Well, while we have a little bit of a maintenance issue with our circle, pitcher circle, we're going to have a chair chat with starting pitcher today for Team Alo. Taylor McQuillan. Taylor, how you doing?
I'm doing good. My team's picking my back up and put some runs up early on the board, and so that's all I could ask for. And, you know, I didn't do my best today, and that's okay. And they reassured me and said, hey, we got your back, and we don't expect you to be perfect. That's why we put up runs for you. So I like this team. We're rocking, and Cece's going to get us some big crucial outs here so we can get it done.
Hey, don't sell yourself short. You gave up 5 hits in 5 innings against some of the best hitters in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
I thought you did 5.
I know. Yeah, that's
absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, Tay's team is rock solid. They got a solid lineup 1 through 9, even with Carly Spade coming in as a pinch hitter. And you know, I mean, every team that we're going to face is going to give you a run for your money in this league. But we do what we can, and I need to be a little bit sharper in those moments. So.
Delaney Wiz has had a wonderful afternoon. She homered in game 1. She is now homered in game 2, and this is a big homer. This gives inning wins for inning 5 and 6 for Team Edwards. 1 swing of the bat, 20 points for everyone in that third base dugout.
That ball has just been flying out today, and Delaney Wiz has been a benefactor of that with the win and just this great swings that she's been on time with. This is a pitch that looks like it's out over the plate after that kind of timeout that Odyssey called to talk about her footing back behind the pitching rubber, and Delaney Wiz just crushes that ball over the center field wall. Taylor, it seems like there have been, not even it seems like, there's a fact behind it. The last 4 games, there's been a lot more home runs hit than the first 4 games. Why do you, from a pitcher perspective, why do you think that is right now?
I think hitters are just getting more comfortable seeing at-bats. We're in 5-6 games for Tay's team here. This is their 6th game in the last week and a half. So hitters are just getting more comfortable. They're seeing a lot of pitchers, seeing a lot of pitches, and home runs are going to happen. I think that you're seeing a little bit more now, but I think the pitchers are also just working out their kinks. We had the advantage early because hitters are training and training and training, but they're probably not seeing live all year consistently. So just us being able to get out and get some innings under our belt too, it's making us better. These hitters make us better.
Taylor, you're obviously one of the better pitchers in the history of the college game. You're used to having an ERA, which is minuscule, you know, maybe 1. When you come, and you've been here in pro ball for many years now, is there any particular category or stat that you actually look at to kind of correlate how well you're doing? Because clearly, an ERA is not necessarily indicative of how you're going to pitch when you're pitching against these type of hitters.
Yeah, absolutely. I try to ignore the heck out of the ERAs because they get up there sometimes, and you can't control some of the outcomes of where you're at with all the pitching changes that we make, and it's really heavy on relying on a whole staff. So I think just coming in, I think looking at opponent batting average is huge, looking at how we match up against lefties versus righties, how we match up as a staff, what can we do to make sure the staff is working well together. But honestly, I go off of the feel. Like if I'm feeling it, I'm great. If I'm not, I'm doing my best to still be great. So I think when we're looking at who we draft each week, it's like, okay, who do you want on your team? Who are you going to ride with? And then what can we do to build the best possible staff with the pitchers that we have as we keep getting pitchers down the road. So I don't really try to look at stats. I look at more of what can I do for my team to get outs, to get inning points, to give us a chance to win a ball game.
Well, Taylor, I've always loved watching you pitch. I love your energy. I love your stuff. But you're fun to talk to, too. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, guys.
It's Taylor McQuillan. Love it. Pitches a good game, talks an even better one. On the ground, this should end the inning. Zerkle grounds out to the second baseman. Filler, side retired. But Delaney Wiz gives everyone on her team 20 points.
Yeah, and Team Edwards just continues to crawl back into this game. There's still a little bit of time left, and because of this Delaney Wiz home run, they're now within 2 of Team Alo.
We've made it to the 7th inning. It's a 2-run game. Team Alo on top of Team Edwards, 7-5. If you'd like to see the leaderboard in real time, folks, here's your pathway. The QR code will take you right to it. Got a QR code, just figure that out. Bam, there's your leaderboard. Athletes Unlimited Softball, it is always all about the leaderboard. We're going to take a look at the top 10 as we play our final, possibly the final inning of the day today. We already had one game in the books. This is now the 7th inning of our second game. And as we speak, how about that? Behind home plate. It's a long day. Taylor Edwards is in the #1 spot. Now remember, they're going to have the benefit, Team Edwards, of one more game than everyone else. This is their second game of the day. Both Team Alo and Team Clark just one game today. When it's all said and done, every series, every team plays 4 games with one doubleheader day. Bailey Klingler. Klingler's second look at Alyssa Denham. Denham has really settled things down. She's allowed 1 base runner in every inning she's pitched, but no runs so far. 3 shutout innings for Denham.
Kept the score where it's at for those 7 runs for Team Alo.
Off-speed pitch, looped into the glove of Delaney Wiz. 1 down.
And since she's come in, her team has scored 3 runs to try to get back into it. So the score was 7-2 when she came in. Now the score is 7-5, and still having it bat left. And Alyssa Denham has definitely come in and been the stopper. Great rebound from her Series 1 outings where she had a bit of bad luck giving up the long ball, but has done a really nice job.
Andrea Filler homered back in the 3rd inning. Second baseman Filler, 1 for 3. Besides the home run, she's popped to second and grounded to second. Two Northwestern Wildcats in this year's AUX. And they're both in the same lineup today. You got Filler, and 2 spots ahead of her in the lineup is Jordan Rudd-Lee. On the ground, that's the 3rd time today that Filler has hit it to Hannah Flippin. Filler should know better. And that is where ground balls go to die. Hannah Flippin makes no mistakes. 2 down. Now the AU Pro Softball Championship season back for season 5 in Rosemont, Illinois, beginning July 26th through August 25th. Tickets are now available. Go to auprosports.com/tickets to secure your seat today. Hard to believe, year number 5.
Every year has just gotten better and better and better and better. I mean, this Athletes Unlimited is invested in women's sports, and you can just tell that they learn from previous seasons and take what they learned and make the next season even better. And all culminating to next year, the traditional season with the AUSL launching for the first time and still making these next 2 weeks here and the championship season. Even, I mean, great energy. Like, I just can't wait for see who wins this one, the championship season. That still is just around the corner at the end of the summer, and then have the AUSL that will launch next season.
Riley West. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And softball back in 2020, the very first sport ever played under the auspices of Athletes Unlimited. Folks, it was done during a pandemic, lockdown, craziness, but it was a wild success and has led to everything else. All the subsequent sports, the subsequent seasons, the subsequent jobs, opportunities. There was a special group of women back in 2020 that sacrificed quite a bit to make this all happen. Denham's 2-2. On the ground, Wiz. 3 up, 3 down. Hats off to Alyssa Denham. 4 shutout innings for her. Good job. Now Bubba Nichols will lead things off. Team Edwards down a pair as we head to the home half of the 7th inning. We've made it to the bottom of the 7th inning. We got a bunch of stuff on the line. A possible inning win for Team Edwards if they score 1. If they score twice, then all of a sudden we've got extra innings. If they score 3 times, the game's over and it's a team win for Team Edwards. So this is vital. Team Edwards is going to put their best foot forward with Bubba Nichols batting to lead off the frame. Taylor Edwards will follow, and then Aaron Koffel. 2nd inning for Odyssey Alexander trying to slam the door. Teams that win games, plus 50. All players on the winning team receive 50 points for winning a game. Each inning is worth 10 points. If they carry over, the previous inning's value adds on to the next. This is a 10-point inning with 50 game points on the line. Number. Alexander's always been a terrific defender. 1 down.
It had so much spin on it, too. He was one of those that as it's rolling off of the bat, you're just kind of holding your breath to see what turn the ball is going to make, but she handled it so well, and now the umpire wants to take a look at it because it was hit off the very end of the bat with Bubba Nichols being out in front of that pitch.
Taylor Edwards. Foul. Edwards has been super steady. 2 for 3. Drove in her own with a single in the 1st inning. Homered back in the 3rd. Well, we're going to do this again tomorrow. 2 more games coming your way. We're going to start it at 6 Eastern time, 6 Eastern time, 5 Central on ESPNU. That's tomorrow. We're going to start with Team Aloe against Team Clark. It'll be the first time here in Series 2 that Team Edwards is going to get a bit of a blow. They've had to play twice today under the blazing sun here in Wichita. The #1 ranked player on the leaderboard, number 1 out of 42, Taylor Edwards. Oh, chased the pitch. Upset with herself. 2 down.
Odyssey going to what looks like a drop ball that just falls off the table, giving her a different look. You're going to see usually Odyssey go more up in the zone with the rise and with the screw, but this one just ends up like a drop ball. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be there, but it'll work.
Last hope is Aaron Koffel. It's going to be interesting to see how people vote, because obviously the offensive numbers are going to be a big factor in who gets MVP points. But who would you give if Odyssey Alexander is able to get Koffel out here? 2 shut, well, I guess you give up a run, but still kind of slowing things down and picking up a save. Odyssey Alexander, 2 good innings as opposed to Alyssa Denham, 4 good innings, but in a losing cause.
I know, it's going to be really tough to figure this out. I think that I would vote for Alyssa Denham because of how she stopped the scoring for Team Alo and gave Team Edwards a chance after they had, Team Alo had scored in the first 3 innings. She came in and put up 4 zeros. So that was a difference maker. And then let's see offensively, you had Jocelyn Alo with the 3-run home run. She has the most RBIs today. Maybe Haley McClenny, like we talked about earlier.
On base 3 times, 2 singles, 2 runs scored. Good defensive play. 2-1 pitch to Koffel. Popped up, should end the ball game. McKinney makes the play, ball game. It's another win for Team Alo. They continue to roll. Jocelyn Alo has been magical. Every single thing that she touches happens to turn to gold. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Odyssey Alexander picks up the saves, turns out to retire 6 in a row to slam the door on this ball game. This leaderboard will adjust when we have MVP points and all that kind of stuff added in. But wow, what a performance in 2 games today here on this field. Jocelyn Allo is standing by with Savannah Collins. Savannah, take it away.
Jocelyn, on offense, you tacked on another home run today. What's allowed you to be so consistent through these first 5 games of the season?
You know, I think I'm just having a lot of fun being here. It's a new environment, and I'm just pumped to be here and just pumped to be playing softball.
How fun does this crew behind you make things?
Oh my
Take a
gosh.
look at them.
They're the best. All of y'all. They are the reason we won today, and we're going to go into tomorrow with this great momentum, and can't wait to get another dub.
The pitching staff, too, keeping a lineup like that, low on hits, low on runs, lets the offense carry. What do you have to say about these two you saw today?
Yeah, I think Tay and Odyssey really paired well together, and I was very strategic when I was picking them. I faced Taylor a lot in travel ball and was not very successful, so I knew that was going to be a plus for us. And then Cece, man, she just comes in, does her thing, and just pounds the zone, so very happy about these two today.
Thank you, Jossie.
Thank you.
Eric, back to you.
Savannah, fantastic job all day long. Great interview with Jocelyn Allo. And what a wonderful performance, team performance by Jocelyn Allo's team as they begin Series 2 play.
It really was a team performance. And you look at scoring early in the game and then the pitchers being able to hold that lead late in the game whenever Team Edwards trying to get back into it. Great team win, period.
Well, we're just getting started. This was day 1 of Series 2. We still have 2 more days here in this Series 2 as we try and crown an AUX softball champion. Once again, our final scores: Team Allo 7, Team Edwards 5. For Amanda Scarborough, for Savannah Collins, and our entire crew, I am Eric Collins. Up next, folks, it is baseball tonight with Nicole Bristow and Tim Kirkton.